Oh, welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown, coming to you from Fort Hall in Rogers Place. Got some last-minute tickets for tonight to watch the Edmonton Oilers take on the Buffalo Sabres, and for 40 minutes, the Edmonton Oilers looked pretty lifeless. They hit a couple posts in the first. Buffalo got the opening goal from Josh Doan. A couple goals in the second period. They had one called back, touched with a high stick, I believe it was. So the Oilers fortunate to only be down 3-0 going into the third period, and you just had to hope that this team was going to show some kind of life in the third period. And of course, the captain, number 97, Connor McDavid, 10 seconds into the third period, makes it 3-1. Vasily Podkolzin battling in front of the net, puts it in, makes it 3-2. Rogers Place is absolutely alive. We got "Let's Go Oilers" echoing through Rogers Place, and they looked good, but the momentum kind of wore down as the third period went along. The Oilers got into some penalty trouble, some of it pretty questionable, but nevertheless, they found themselves in the box. Buffalo had a 5-on-3, a chance to absolutely walk away with this hockey game, but the Oilers thankfully kill it off, and with just 2 seconds to go, the goalie pulled. Connor McDavid, who opened the scoring to start the third, ties the game 3-3, scores the miracle goal, and, well, if you're an Oilers fan, you were just waiting for that Connor McDavid hat-trick goal in overtime to give the team the 4-3 victory here tonight, but it was simply not to be. Buffalo got the first possession in OT, and Alex Tuck, who was a familiar enemy for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, getting into all sorts of things with multiple players tonight, and he unfortunately scores the game winner for the Buffalo Sabres in overtime, giving them the 4-3 overtime victory tonight. So if you're an Oilers fan and after watching that one for 40 minutes, I think you got to be happy with the Oilers earning at least a point, but the opportunity to completely come back in this hockey game and just the absolute sensational goal by Connor McDavid with just under 2 seconds to go to tie this one 3-3. It felt like it was going to be a special night, and just to have it torn away there with a really bad overtime goal, bad possession play by the Edmonton Oilers to start overtime. It was incredibly frustrating, but give the Buffalo Sabres credit. They were the better team for most of the night, and after watching their 3-0 lead evaporate in the third period, they come all the way back and get the win in overtime. Well, I guess they didn't have to come all the way back. They got the winner goal that they needed to pick up the 4-3 victory here tonight. So if we're being totally honest, as an Oilers fan, the Buffalo Sabres definitely deserve this one here tonight, but incredibly frustrating. We were talking about how successful this jersey has been for the Edmonton Oilers. Huge 9-4, 6-2 victories, and coming into this one, you wanted to see this team carry forward some kind of momentum, and through 40 minutes, this team was pretty lifeless. Like I said, they did hit a couple posts in the first period, if I recall correctly, but other than that, the Buffalo Sabres were by far the better team, and the better team, unfortunately, picks up the victory here tonight. So the Oilers will just have to look to get back to their winning ways on Thursday against the Detroit Red Wings. They're going to have to come out with a much better start to the hockey game. Like I mentioned before, I really wanted to see some kind of momentum carry forward for this team. They haven't really found any consistency at any point in this season so far. They seem to be able to string a couple of good games together, but then there's a big step back, and despite the big comeback in the third period, this was definitely a step back game here for the Edmonton Oilers. So let's just hope better things are here to come. Have a strong practice tomorrow, hopefully, and get back at it. A much stronger start against the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit took the Oilers down. I believe it was in overtime earlier this year, so the Oilers have to be looking for some kind of measure of revenge, and they should definitely be motivated to come out with a much stronger performance on Thursday. So we'll see what happens there, guys. Once again, it was one of those games where the Oilers passed up a lot of opportunities. They got to be more selfish, got to find a way. They had success early in the third period because they were finally shooting the puck, and of course, Their captain, number 97, Connor McDavid, stepping up with 2 massive goals that at least gets the team a point tonight. Just before I wrap up tonight, I want to throw a special shout out to Alex and Scott, 2 big fans of the channel that I got a fantastic opportunity to meet tonight. Thank you, Alex and Scott, for all your amazing support. We got an exciting third period anyway, but unfortunately don't get the ending that we want here tonight. The Oilers falling 4-3 in overtime to the Buffalo Sabres, but at least salvaging a point on a cold night here in Edmonton. That's all for me for tonight, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this 4-3 OT loss in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.